Can't drive.
Haha. This is your winter seasonal check-in with what's up to bacon? This is what's sizzling with the bacon? What is sizzling with you? What's sizzling with you, the bacon? Where you be at in the United States? You're always on the road somewhere. Where are you talking to us from tonight?
I am in Georgia, aka Atlanta, trying to get on out of here while it's
Oh,
raining.
oh shit, Atlanta on a Friday. You in
Yep,
Atlanta on a Friday?
on a Friday. I've been here all week. Be real with you.
So are you about to go hang out and see what's live with the city or?
Oh no. You see, you can't do all that in 18 wheeler. This traffic is a bomb. It's too much for me. I can't stand it. You know, everywhere you turn, left, right, north, west, south, east, traffic.
Okay, so you say it's a lot of traffic out that way.
Yeah, like I just recorded a video on there. I'm like, really? God forbid there's an accident. Are you about to be in there about 2 or 3 hours?
Okay, so so then in the south, it's like really kind of gridlocked like that, like the freeways are not open.
Yeah, I in Atlanta. It's always like that in Atlanta though. Every day, you never get a break.
Never been to Atlanta, so
You never been?
I've only been to Atlanta through the movies and the music.
It's Black Hollywood out here.
That's what they say. That
Yep,
is what they
it's
say.
definitely true. But I don't know how they deal with it out here. It must just be a
And,
native thing.
and now Atlanta. So are you like, let's just say, are you 10 hours from home or 5 hours from home? Which range are you driving today? Like,
About a good 10, but they're gonna keep me out for a whole another 2 weeks.
oh wow, okay,
You
so
know.
this is like a 2 week trip assignment or whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to start them get to the bag before I go ahead and go home. And
Oh,
you know,
so you
just
won't be
trying to be
going home
prepared.
for the Thanksgiving holiday next week, or you will?
Uh, we're gonna see if I make a little stop. We're gonna see.
Okay. Well, because you can always get something on the road. I'm sure there's gonna be, I used to think that there should be some kind of program for truck drivers on the road for them to get like specialty meals or like people that like be liking to cook or whatever meals and stuff.
So technically, there is when it comes down to what is it, trucker appreciation month. That's something like that that we get like deals. People show us some type of love. Our company show us type of love. If you work for a crappy company, you ain't really getting no love. But yeah, you
Okay,
get some appreciation.
so they do have stuff like that. Now, did they have stuff like that during COVID? I remember something like that. Was that going on?
No, I don't think so. And if they did, they just really didn't care about the drivers. COVID was popping, so you are doing. Actually, my bad. I'm talking about for the companies, but for like the people at restaurants, truck stops, they actually had catered to us because we was the people that's keeping the country moving.
Got
You
you.
know,
That's
like
what I
they
thought.
made sure they took care of us. Yeah,
I thought that there was some kind of that they did some kind of appreciation for like
yeah.
yeah, the people that were out there moving and grooving. So I know we were supposed to link up on the show and have this talk yesterday. And I thought that yesterday was today because my days run into each other sometimes. But
It be like that.
I just wanted to say thank you to one of our sponsors right now for providing the time that we're able to get this show live onto YouTube by power of StreamYard. And that is going to be it. There's a QR code. And I'm going to go back to my regular picture, but there's a QR code on the screen. And if you scan that and you purchase that item, you will be just, you know, not only will you have a really cool writer's journal prompt book that you can give to anybody who's creative or imaginative or who needs a little, laugh or brighten of their day, but you will be helping out a really good cause. And you can learn more about that by scanning the code. So, yes, I just wanted to say that for a moment. And what's sizzling with the bacon appears to you through Girl Monday Media, and the characters are different random people. This is a show for truck drivers, well, not just for truck drivers, but about a truck driver and his different journey along the road. Sometimes he's got some crazy stories. I think he's going to share one that he had this week. He said there's been some crazy stuff going on. So we're going to go back and check in now with him. Um, all right, we're back to bacon.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So
Yes,
let's see.
tell us tell us about your adventures lately, or
Okay,
what's on
so
your
let me
mind.
start off
Got
with
any?
this.
Yeah, so we'll
I,
start with adventures, and then we'll
I'm
go
not.
into any rants and raves.
I'm about to say I'm not going to tell you what company I work for, but I want to start off. Make sure you follow the company policy. I don't really follow the policy as much, so that what made my job a lot more stressful for me. I have two XL bullies on the truck with me, right? So my truck ends up my previous truck ends up breaking down and start giving me problems.
Oh
They're
no.
talking, yeah, yeah, and this happened in Atlanta. They're talking about, okay, go ahead and get a hotel. Boom. I gotta worry about booking a hotel with two big dogs. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get there. I gotta go on Uber and go ahead and pray that somebody take me and my two dogs to that said hotel. One
Oh
person
wow.
passed me up. Yeah, one person passed me up. They even came out to me and say, "Yes, sir, we can't do that." Mind you, I just had to go around the block because that's where the hotel was really like 4 minutes away. The one at the shop wasn't gonna take me. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't want to be in this predicament ever again. So I
Right.
end up getting to the hotel. Well, no, remember back there. I end up finding another driver, the second driver. He ends up going ahead and taking us around there. Thank you, dude. Thank you. But he take us around there. We end up getting checked in. I go ahead and go to the room. There was an extra charge. It was like I think it came out to about $40 or $50 for two dogs.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, yeah. Very
Crazy.
stressful. At a crappy hotel too. The Wildom or however you want to pronounce it. Very very crappy. So, anyways, my biggest fear with my two dogs was one, will my company find out? Two, will they send another driver out to me for me to go out, get on their truck? And will I have to leave my dogs there? I'm not gonna leave my dogs. But these are
Right.
options that they was giving me. And what was the third one? Oh yeah, go and try and find me another truck, basically, and how I was gonna get there because I was running low on money at the time as well. It's very stressful being in that hotel and running low on money. And my company's talking about giving me an advance, which doesn't. I need the money now. The money that they give me comes the next day. So I'm like, I'm just borrowing money from Cash App. I'm just trying to figure out. Just more of a story. Follow the company policy. Don't make it so much stressful for yourself like this.
Oh, so you're saying like you probably shouldn't have had the both dogs with you because if something like that happens, it's really difficult to navigate the situation.
Yes, it's so stressful. It really is. I'd have been okay if I didn't have my dogs with me.
And
And the reason I
so,
keep them with me because I love them.
but the situation worked out.
Yeah, I got help. I was able to make my way.
You were a little
I,
inconvenienced, but you figured it out, and you got your two best friends with you on the road, huh?
yes, yes, in a brand new truck, high tech. I love it.
Okay, so see, sometimes sometimes, I always like to believe that like timing is everything and everything happens for a reason. So, maybe you went through that to so you would realize that you don't want to go through that again, and
Hmm.
then so that you could get into a new truck and everything, and that's really a positive thing. So sometimes we got to go through negative stuff to get to the positive stuff.
Yes,
Now,
but most like I'm believing.
do you think that if you would have only had like one dog with you, it would have been a lot easier?
Uh,
Or just in general, having any dogs
just
with
just
you?
just, just in general, because these dogs are very big and they go over the company policy weight limit. Uh, I'm not sure about breed, but they said they don't like aggressive breeds, so I'm not.
That now that can mess with now them being over the weight. That can kind of mess with the load.
No, no. Actually, I've learned why. So one day I have a air brake, well, a trailer brake and a tractor brake, right? So they was playing. They ended up hitting one of the buttons in. I was like, oh, okay. Now I see why dogs are at a certain weight limit.
Oh,
Yeah, cause it would have caused the truck to move forward or back.
that's
Like it truck.
that's one
Yeah,
reason why we don't leave children in cars alone playing in cars. A lot of times people say like, "Oh, you can't leave kids in the car because they can't breathe." It's not always about they can't breathe. It's because they gonna touch shit in your car, and your car gonna end up backing down the driveway.
speaking of a story, I have done that before as a kid, and my grandparents was watching me, and I literally crashed their van into a Kroger's.
Oh
I hit a car,
no!
yeah, yeah, I hit a car and crashed the van into Kroger's. My mom
Oh
told them to watch me
no!
while I went to the while she went to the store, but my grandma really didn't watch me as she was literally in the car with me. But yeah, I did it
Oh
as
my
a
goodness!
I think a 3-year-old. Yeah, bad
That is
kid, bad kid.
so crazy. Oh my gosh. If you guys are out there, please subscribe to the channel. You can
Do it.
subscribe and watch this show, and you can be interactive. You can leave comments and they'll get answered. You can ask questions if you want to know anything about the truck driver life. If you have a business or a product that goes along in the world of truck drivers, you can advertise on this channel. So yeah, so no, getting back into it, I wanted to know, you said you had the dogs with you, but you've been traveling with dogs off and on for a very long time. What's so different now? Is it because these are just bigger dogs?
Yeah, and you gotta be sneaky with it. You gotta be very sneaky with it. Like it's a company policy. You just can't. I go against that. I don't follow the policy, so it's very challenging to go ahead and do all this. Uh, I mean, hey, my other truck, my dogs had my seat, my passenger seat, with a whole bunch of dog hair. He drools a lot. I'm over here trying to
Oh,
figure out what type of lie can I tell these people. I have dogs at the house. Yeah, I have
right,
dogs at the house.
my girl, she got extra excited, and
It's a challenge. I'm kind of and look, they haven't even seen the truck yet, so I'm all like, well, it's gonna come one day. What type of lies I gotta come up with for this?
right.
Yeah, but
So, okay, so that was kind of like a what's happening and a rave. So tell us something else that was cool that happened this week while out on the road. Did you see anything really cool, experiencing a new place, or are you kind of familiar with the places that you've been currently driving for the past couple months?
ooh, uh, I'm gonna say this: as a truck driver, you learn something every day. No matter how much experience you have, you're gonna learn something every day. You can't follow the GPS as always, like I did. I'm still trying to know this company, so with that being said, I have followed my GPS, and my GPS took me on a road that says no trucks allowed. All you can do, like I made turn, I can't bag up, but I made turn, so I gotta be committed with it. I'm over nervous. I'm like, dang, really? I really made this turn. I
Yeah,
went
what
down risk
happens in that kind of a situation? Like, cause is it that the road might not support the truck, or maybe there's a place you can't turn
chances
around,
are.
or private
Yeah,
property?
yeah.
All those things.
Basically, either the truck might be overweight for the road, meaning like you probably can damage the road because you're like really overweight, and you better hope a cop is not out there, or low power lines, or a height restriction. Hey, you don't want to be in a neighborhood in a semi truck. That's true. You really don't want to be in a neighborhood with a semi truck.
And so what
But
happened? So what happened in that situation?
I was able to go ahead. I stopped. I just took my time, but I was real nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was nervous as hell. Uh, I stopped using my phone GPS to like go on satellite view to look what's up ahead and to see what it get me back on the main road, which it did. Don't always depend on your phone, but make sure you all do a satellite view as well, so you know what you're looking at. But even sometimes that won't even help because Google always updated probably every year or every month. So you just be aware of your surroundings and everything. That makes
So
sense.
yeah, because you could have got stuck or something.
Yeah, yeah. And I tell you, I had a student that didn't listen. I was a trainer back in the day. Uh, this dude would not listen no matter what. And once I finally got him off my truck, probably a couple of weeks, maybe a month later, actually, this dude that went to a mall, oh yeah, a mall parking lot to go get some food and hit a whole power line.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was telling him like, dude, like I know you do satellite view, but you see cars there on satellite view. You gotta, I mean, well, my bad. You don't see cars there on satellite view at this moment. But you gotta imagine like there's cars there. You gotta figure out a way in and a way out. But yeah, yeah. He ended up hitting the power line. And he up talking about, dude, guess what? I did hear something. I said, oh no. Showed me the photos and everything. I'm like, see, told you.
So what has the weather been like over there on the southeast? Or you're in the
Rain.
south, right? You're kind of in the south.
Yeah, yeah, I'm in the south.
So what
It's
is the
been
weather
very
been
rainy.
like? Is it storming and raining and snowing right now, or?
No, not storming. It's basically bipolar. Rainy, you get hot, rain, cold. Like you don't know what you about to get.
Okay, so it's acting real bipolar.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. We're out here, California, Nevada. We are experiencing very high rains and stormy, conditions.
I heard that just like
Uh,
a hurricane was coming out there, huh?
yeah, hey, that's what they say.
Yeah, I said, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh,
Hurricane. Yeah, check on y'all.
yeah. Yeah, so it's a lot of flooding. You know how it gets in the deserts, out, like I said, California, Nevada deserts and stuff get very, you know,
Windy.
overflown with, or not overflown, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I guess overflow of water, right? The overflow of water and it, floods,
Yeah, to
flooding.
some extent. But I think for like out there
I
as a
got
truck
stuck on
driver, I realized as a truck driver, I realized that y'all biggest challenge for us truckers is that wind, the mountains and wind.
Okay, okay. And so
Cause
is it, you think it's more windy like in the plains, or is it more windy in the mountains, or in like the south or whatever? You've driven all the way to the East Coast, right?
east, west, south, north. I've been all over.
Cool. I think that's so cool. Like, like people all the time talk about, like, I'm okay, so you know how I am about people when I don't be clowning people because they got a job. Obviously, I know the empowerment of what a job is. I worked from the time I was 13 years old, you know? But when I say people get stuck in work, right? So like with your job, with your abilities, you're able to maneuver between companies if you need to. All of these companies, you get to move your credentials. Maybe you need to take an extra class or an extra certification or whatever, but they're usually willing to work with you to employ. You're able to use that job to not only just bring in an income, but you've basically traveled the United States. You've gotten to see what other states are like. And even though you don't
Got to see the
adventure,
Grand Canyon.
that's what I'm saying. Even though you don't adventure all the way into the cities and do a whole 24-hour fucking TikTok about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're still experiencing places. And then, of course, because of that, you've been able to choose like other places and other things you want to do. Like I know you were into catching concerts in different cities for a while, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, so I like that must be kind of cool. And I really think that is what mean to people when I tell people to work smarter, not harder. Because again, you can drive, you're a nice calm driver. You're making income. So you're satisfying, you know what I mean, the urge to want to just go driving around and do reckless shit because you're out driving. You're being able to satisfy the work urge. You're gaining an income. Plus, you're getting to sightsee and explore and experience, different things. So I think that's really cool. That's why I try to encourage, the young girls and or the young people, I guess, that I've raised in my little life, um, to like go
I,
into the airline. My sister's daughter and my sister and them, they used to they did the airlines because then you get flight benefits and you get to travel on your off days, and you can fly out your family when they need to, or your kids, or however that works. And so I always tell people to really, like, when you're thinking about a job, there are jobs that you can get locked into, and it's like you're always constantly going to work. And on your day off, you're recuperating from working and then getting yourself ready to go back to work. You might go enjoy something, you might go enjoy your day off, but then you're now in a rush to get back to the week of going back to work, and people get caught in a loop and they forget to invest in themselves deeper. They forget to enjoy what it is they're doing or find a way to utilize what they're doing to gain something else that's positive. And so I really, I like the fact that you became a truck driver early on. You're seeing it through. It's something that you're able to do. And you've really maintained to be able to manipulate and navigate being able to work. Because I know you were able to work on the West Coast when you were out here for a while. And then you've
hmm
done the midway kind of coast to coast. And then you've done that area out there. You've done the go home every day. You've done the stay away for 2 weeks. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I think that you even adventured into. Did you or did you not adventure into trying to buy like your own truck?
I did.
You did. You did. So see, like even taking those kind of chances and those kind of risks and, deciding that, hey, I'm actually going to make more money this way right now for myself rather than this way. That's really cool. Like, the bacon sizzling, you know what I'm saying? The bacon is sizzling. The bacon is sizzling.
But I want to throw this in there. I want to throw this in there.
Yeah.
Trucking's all good and everything, but you have to make sure, like as you were saying, people get stuck. You have to make sure what you want out of trucking. You can definitely get trapped within trucking as well. You miss out on family, time go by fast. I feel like now that I've been trucking for a long time, I feel like I should have just trucked for a year, stayed on the truck, build my credit up, knock out a lot of my debt, not continue adding debt while I'm trucking. Even though I'm making good money, don't I got caught up in it, and I'm just now trying something different. Like I'm doing reefer. I was doing dry van, then I tried flatbed. You just gotta keep on leveling it up. My next step, I want to do tankers. I got my tankers endorsement. I just need my hazmat endorsement.
Ooh, that's scary.
Hey, it's scary, but hey, that money ain't gonna be looking scary though.
I, I had a girlfriend whose grandmother used to drive Petro back in the day, and
Mm,
and you know what I'm saying. She rode with her piece on her too. You know what I'm saying. The motherfuckers try to. That's when people try to like. You know what I'm saying. They'll steal the whole load. Like that's when they come steal the load. They hijack the home. You gonna have to be careful with that one.
for sure, for sure. But,
Yeah.
hey, I'm looking forward to
Right.
trying to do
Yeah.
it.
Especially we don't know where we heading into today's day and age and times. You know.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hit
Resources
local.
and things like that.
Like, say it
So
again.
I said resources and all that. Like we don't know, like and so that's another thing. You know how sometimes like during COVID and then remember when we like the California was having the fires and like when the things were all frozen, the roads and stuff back that way. Does it seem to be the government just did its whole shutdown, it just reopened whatever's going on with it. It's the end of the year, you know what I mean, and all that kind of stuff going on. We're still in wars in other places. Have you noticed is everything kind of free flowing with the trucks and the stuff going back and forth, or does it feel like things are still kind of iffy from side to side, or does it seem to be an open flow where supplies are getting where they need to go?
So I would say I wouldn't know since I'm a company driver, but I would say you probably know the difference if you was doing like if you was an owner op or lease purchase driver. Because I want to shout my boy Mother Trucker. He's another truck driver with Big Fallen. But basically, there's been like a lot of illegals that's been getting their CDLs over in California, right? I
Oh
believe the
no, they're
total,
taking
yeah,
jobs. They're snatching jobs from over here.
uh, they've been snatching jobs all over, but they're losing their CDLs now because actually there's been like a school that's been like giving them fake I'm sorry, watch out for the road. It's been giving them
Fake
fake
credentials.
CDL, yeah, basically.
Oh
So
no.
they lost their CDL. Some of them been deported because of this, like losing their job.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
take a guess how many you think drivers lost their CDL?
Like I don't know, like 8,000.
Oh no no, about good 80,000.
Oh, 80,000. Oh my.
80,000, yeah, big
So we
numbers.
had about 100,000 people that were literally kind of like snatching jobs from the national like truck driver registry that Americans should be getting to get those jobs, kind
Hmm.
of. That
Yeah,
okay, okay. Oh wow,
that's,
interesting. Okay.
our freight was very low for us. Well, for the owner ops.
Hey, I remember when the freight got stopped again. Remember a few months ago, it was like it was all stopped and it was backed up, and they lost a bunch of stuff off some freighters and all that kind of stuff. So
Hmm. Yeah, the world's just crazy. I'm glad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad they're doing this. It's like I got mixed feelings with it. It's either I prefer them to go about it the right way to get their CDL, not be sneaky with it. Because if you don't know English, you are causing acts like a couple of
yeah,
drivers then actually like killed some people for dumb mistakes that they made on the road. If they would just look and read the signs or not try to go ahead and make a U-turn right in the medium, like, yeah, rest in
I
peace to
feel
those
you.
people.
I feel you. A few years back, maybe like 20 years ago now. God dang, how the years fly by. Because I was going to say like 10 years ago, but it was way further than that. And then I was going to say 15 years ago, but nah, it was a little further than that. They started changing out all of the buses. So So all the buses at the border, so like Greyhound, right? I'll stay
Hmm.
there. Yeah, because Greyhound's like a thing of the past in some states, in some areas. But it phases out. But yeah, they were having a hard time getting the bus back and forth over the border. Like I don't know, or the drive from Mexico up. However it was, all I know is they started switching out this company that would drive routes out of California. So like the routes down towards like San Diego and like towards Mexico, and the routes that were down towards Texas, and the routes that were down towards Florida, and the routes that were, just off to places. Yeah. So, and it was called Crucero. And it was
Mm.
because it said the language barrier. So the drivers, that they maybe they knew Spanish or whatever it was. All I know is that was some other shit.
It was some
Like, you know
shit.
what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you were saying, like, nah, it was some other stuff going on. It was that they worked, and that's what it was. The Greyhound workers actually had went on strike during that time. They were telling passengers that the Crucero workers were working for almost $10 less an hour.
Ooh.
So they kept replacing driver after driver in those areas. You know what I'm saying? Because they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they
Just
didn't
ain't
reduce
right.
the rates or the fares. No, no. But like during certain things too, like you know what I'm saying. Greyhound back 10 years before that was how they moved everything from state to state. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You quit to send somebody young up on the Greyhound with some. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
thought about being a bus
very,
driver.
very interesting how it switched to these drivers from other places bringing stuff in and back and forth. Like that was totally what that was.
Yeah.
You can't tell
Yes.
me it wasn't. Like, yeah. I've thought about being a bus driver. Um in my younger years and as I've aged, I've thought about being like one of those airport shuttle drivers.
Mm.
The ones like from the hotel or whatever, and the people
Hmm.
get off with their bags or whatever, and then, but I couldn't like lift anybody bags or nothing up underneath. They'd have to bring their stuff up on the plate. I'd hope to drive one of them shuttles that have enough space for their luggage to go right there with them up on the shuttle. It ain't got to go
Yeah.
underneath. Right. So, and then I've always thought about driving like for a private car service. Ooh, I'd even wear the costume, the little hat,
Are you going all out with it?
the little jacket. Oh yeah, like yeah, for a private car service. And oh, by the
Hmm.
way, if there is anybody out there listening, I am available to drive for a private car service in your vehicle. Or a vehicle that you provide, or a fleet that you provide. I am available, and I am available for $3,000 a day, and that's 24-hour service. Other rates can be negotiated, possibly. So I'm available. I can work this whole season all the way through February. You just let me know. Okay. That's currently my schedule. So hit me up for that. But yeah, I've thought about being that. I've thought about doing like the bus driving. I don't know. Like, I think that most likely, and give or take a week or two to get used to it or get accommodated or comfortable with the situation, I could most likely handle the task of the job. I'll say that.
Hmm.
Physically, mentally, I don't know. Um, for me, it's not necessarily the job. It's not being
It's
able
the
to.
people.
It's being able to. No, it's more so like the schedule.
Mm.
Like I just don't feel like I can commit. I don't feel like I can commit to that to anything beyond what I'm already committed to. That's a good answer, right? Like, I just like if I'm on the schedule for like Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and it's Tuesday night. and I am enjoying myself. And I don't want to have to worry about, like, I don't want to have to stress myself out to be somewhere by 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe wake up and there. And if I feel like I really don't want to go, I'm not coming.
Hmm.
And that needs to be okay with any job that again, every situation is a little different. If I have a bag that's offered on the table and you know what I'm saying, and there's a whole paycheck that's assigned to it, more than likely I can figure out how to accommodate myself to be able to, get the job done. But we're just talking on a regular basis. Like, I feel like Kourtney Kardashian. I like to work maybe once a month, maybe once a week, maybe twice, 2, 3 times a month, unless I feel like working. And if I feel like working and being creative, I want to have the space to be able to do that. But for the most part, I mean, like, my services are not cheap.
Just want to have
And
the options.
right, like when I'm a writer, I'm available for, again, that same, like, it's like $3,800 a day, right? It doesn't matter what we do. Me as the muse that I am, for whatever, it's about 4 grand, or a little bit between 3 and 4 grand a day. And it's however many days you need me. Like, if you need me for a week, 2 weeks, if you need me for one day, if you need me for the month, whatever. Like, but that's how much it costs. And I have other rates for other things. But if you want me fully, like me, not like the secretary or the admin or like the services that we provide, but me, like me, for me to show up and have to speak, talk, think, interact. I have $1 million ideas basically every moment I'm thinking, when I'm thinking. So, like, I have to sometimes stop thinking. So all these great ideas just stop coming. Like, it's crazy.
Do
But
you
yeah.
write it down?
I do write them down sometimes, and I'm currently hiring for an admin to be able to help produce and execute these things just a little bit better. But currently, I write down as much as I can. Now, see, with things like AI and things like that, it comes in handy to be able to get a little bit more work done. However, up until this point, I'm very old school with all of my tools, right? So, um, I've only typed into AI. Everybody else is like, oh, this and this and this. You can just say this. You can tell that. Like, I don't use AI on my telephone. I only use AI from my computer. I have a system, and I just want to stick to it. And so therefore I have to, like, type everything out on my computer when using AI. So basically I've done half of the job that I want it to do in the first place. So it's very frustrating for me.
Mm.
I tried something new, thanks to my involvement with the company that I use, Amazon, which is also the company. So I've never done, like, online shopping. Like, I really am kind of scared of online shopping. Like, I don't really do things like that. I don't work with money online. I'm like an in-person kind of person. What I'm saying, I used to get a paycheck because you go to a job in person and they give you a paycheck in person, and then you could go cash it in person, and like those kind of things. And so Amazon was the very first company that I ever um shopped with, online. They offered, free delivery. They offered free returns. If you didn't like something, you can call them, tell them that. And so Amazon became like this journey for myself to be able to find the items that I needed for the lowest price I can find. I'm telling you, I'll put something in my Amazon basket that's like 22.99, and it's like, that's a great price. But if I keep looking, I'm gonna find that sucker for like 9.74. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's become a really cool game that I play with myself,
A little scavenger
Um,
hunt.
you know what I'm saying? Because like I like to beat my own self. I don't always have to be in competition with anyone else. I'm in competition with my own abilities sometimes. So yeah, so there's that. And so I like that. And they've been very secure for me. If an item happens to not show up, there's no problem. Like I haven't had a problem. If an item doesn't work the way or I don't like it, I can return it. They give me the credit and I get to shop again. I've really had a great experience with Amazon. So when it came time for me to be creative and put a product out there that I could try to help build and help other people build their creativity, I chose to work with Amazon. And so, yeah, so I have the barcode up there, and that you can take you to the Amazon page. And there is a journal that I put together, and I wrote, and that will help your creativity. And it's just fun. It's a coffee table book. It's seasonal. You can pull it out, cocktail party, whatever. It's cocktail
Hmm.
party time. You can have it in a classroom, and you can challenge people. And it can be personal for you to think and really think deep within yourself and have a few laughs and tell yourself a few stories, and perhaps create your own creativity along the way. So yeah, so that was just my little story with Amazon. But yeah, so I finally found, I think, a microphone that will attach to my computer, that'll allow me to be able to speak out loud like I am doing now, and the microphone will capture it and type it out for me inside the app, and that will fix the little hiccup that I've been having continuing on with my admin and creativity, you know, about writing
Yeah,
things
it
down
make it a lot more easier
and
for
doing
you.
things. Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna see. We're gonna see today, tomorrow, if that's gonna work. If not, I'll be packing that sucker up, hitting that little app, and saying, "Hey, this item didn't work for what I wanted it to," and it'll be on its way back to a shipment, a processing center, fulfillment center, and that money will be in my account, and I will try again to find the correct item, because I know I'm not stupid. Like I feel like every time I ask for these tools that I know are out there, people look at me like, "Oh, I don't know how that works," and nobody's been able to help me in 3 years. I've asked for like maybe 10 simple things, and I just haven't, I haven't really. I mean, yeah. So we're trying to fulfill those things this year. So hopefully by the end of the year, all of the tools that are needed to be able to successfully sit and work, or whatever anybody calls work from home, or get some work in, or be able to, record, being able to see my face instead of just logos and pictures and whatever. But yeah,
Hmm.
well, we're gonna see where we're at by the end of the year. That's the goal.
They will. They will. By the end of the year, might be up pretty soon.
I know. That's why I'm feeling so challenged. So yeah. So thanks to Amazon, we're gonna try this microphone, and then we're gonna see how that works, and try to incorporate that into the mix of new tools. Recently, I got another new tool, and that tool is like a 360-degree kind of recording camera. What I don't know what they call it. It looks like an easel, a tripod. It's like a tripod, and you put your phone on it, and it'll record you like 360 degrees. It'll just like follow you, and you can stop it from recording and start it from recording. So I'm so excited and eager to like play with that and see how that works. And then also recently got like a thermal printer for stickers, so we can print our logos and our scan codes and things like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, you ready? You ready? Hey,
Yeah,
I
now,
think I'm
but
find
there's
out the
still
door
the
because my
technical
mom
stuff.
calling.
It's still the technical stuff that needs done. So Yeah, we're not gonna keep you long on the road. I know it's kind of late where you're at. All right,
It is.
DaBacon. You keep it sizzling, and we will check in back with you
Will do.
probably for the holiday. Okay, we're gonna see where DaBacon ended up for the holiday.
All right. All right.
All
Much
right,
love, everybody.
you take care of you, and next time you come on, make sure you have like the bully page so people can see the dogs,
I got you. I
or
got
put
you.
up some pictures of the dogs, and I can put up some pictures like how my picture is up.
Okay. That's
All
the
right,
deal.
cool. All right, peace out, DaBacon. Drive safe.
Peace.
Well, that was What's Sizzlin' with DaBacon. And me, I am your Coachella Valley concierge. Have a great night. Remember to drink water and drive safe.